Now we will go through few of the activities that is mentioned in your textbook. To obtain curd by setting milk. Now this is a very simple experiment which you would have noticed at your home. Okay, we take lukewarm milk. It means the milk is neither too hot nor neither too cold. So to that we add 1 teaspoon of yogurt or dahi. We will leave it for 5 to 6 hours. In winter we see that it takes a very long time for it to form curd, whereas summer it takes comparatively less time because the temperature also plays a very important role. Since it gets slightly warm conditions in summer, the curd is formed at much faster rate, whereas in winter it takes a longer duration of time. This is the first activity. Second, to obtain curd cheese from milk. Here the curd cheese what I am referring to is nothing but the paneer. We are taking 1 liter of milk and boiling it. And to that we are adding 200 grams of sour curd or lemon juice. Then we increase the heat and keep stirring it. Stirring means we are constantly mixing it. Now what happens? Proteins that are present in the milk denaturates. It means the structure breakdown and gets precipitated. Means a solid substance is being formed. That is nothing but the curd cheese or paneer. And by straining and pressing the precipitated cheese, solid curd cheese is produced. Once a precipitate is being formed, we remove the liquidy portion by straining it and by pressing this curd cheese between the cloth, and finally we get this solid curd cheese. And for both this process we need the presence of microorganism. This process will not take place just like that. It needs the help of the microorganism. Here also we see bacteria is involved. Here also we see a bacteria is involved. Okay, here milk is converted into the curd. Here milk is converted into curd cheese. And remember, lemon juice or sour curd has to be added. Fermentation by yeast. To a half kg flour, that is nothing but the atta or maida, we are adding sugar, warm water and yeast powder. Then we need the dough. What is the observation? The dough has risen. Why has the dough risen? Because yeast which we have added respires anaerobically and releases ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. And carbon dioxide fills in the dough and raises it. This is used in your bakery. So the carbon dioxide, because of carbon dioxide we see the dough has puffed up or it rises up. Next activity, fermentation of sugar by yeast. To the 500 ml beaker we are adding 3/4 of it with water, then 2 to 3 tablespoons of sugar, then half a spoon of yeast powder. Keep it covered in a warm place for 4 to 5 hours. Smell the solution after 5 hours. What is the observation? The solution smells like alcohol. Reason? Yeast respires anaerobically and breaks down sugar into ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. Here also we see once you add yeast and keep it in the dark place for nearly 5 hours, we see that ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide has been produced. This is known as your fermentation process. Till now I have discussed with respect to the usefulness of the microorganism. Now we will discuss with respect to harmful microorganism. Now disease causing microbes are called pathogens or germs. This term is very important. Please remember, what are these pathogens or germs? These are nothing but disease causing microbes. Now next topic, the difference between, to understand the difference between communicable and non-communicable diseases. These diseases spread from an infected person to a healthy person through various modes of transmission. These various modes of transmission could be air, water, etc. So the disease is spreading from an infected person to a healthy person. Disease, non-communicable disease which do not spread from a sick person to a healthy person, is a non-communicable disease. They are caused by pathogens. We very well know what are pathogens. These are disease-causing microbes. Non-communicable diseases. This is caused because of malfunctioning of an organ or because of some genetic disorder or hormonal imbalance. Example for a communicable disease would be polio, jaundice, chickenpox, common cold, tuberculosis. Non-communicable disease would be an anemia, diabetes, heart problems, kidney stones, etc. And that's it for today. Thank you.